of the things we've been super honored to be working with you and Keller Williams on the broad-based education and training initiative you guys rolled out. I mean, you've made professional development kind of core to who Keller Williams is. I think one of the other inspiring things of the efforts that you've unlocked in the last year or so is that part of your stated goal is not to just get more people into real estate and to have professional development be part of what keeps them in the field, but you're looking to diversify the people who are in real estate, right, to reflect the communities they're serving. And so,
That's right.
DEI is a major part of what you guys have built on there. Just, why is Keller Williams focused on this, right? I mean, you're doing it more so than other big firms, right? I mean, obviously there's some big reasons and drivers behind it, but would love to hear a little bit more of the vision and the why.
Yeah, thanks, Brendan. So that's huge. So we just talked about unlimited potential and opportunity. The fact of the matter though is that that opportunity that it's not equitable. It's not always been offered as an option for everyone. So with K-Score and with KW Prep, we're able to kind of give a bigger reach and a greater vision for that opportunity. Sometimes something as simple as the planting of the seed of opportunity of, heck yes, you can do this. This is for you, is enough to get someone in, and then you can water that seed, fertilize that seed. That's when education, that's when Kaplan comes into play and give folks a foundation, a platform to step into this career. When there is such a distance between where you are and what we think you can do that you can't even see it, that's not fair. So what KW Prep and what K-Score are doing is shortening that line of sight, and giving folks just that next step to say, you know what? I could explore this. It's not going to cost me a doggone penny. I'm going to go through this KW Prep thing. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to see what the opportunity looks like, and that's going to give me the vision for the next step. So it's critically important. Keller Williams is really, really invested in equity and opportunity for all. And I think it's not only time, it's the most important thing. And we understand that as both an industry and a company. And I'm very proud to be part of it.
So,
It's so powerful what you're saying, Molly, about being able to see, right, the next thing so that you could get to that goal. We have a saying around here, I'm sure Brandon's smiling, that if you can't see, you can't be it. So it's kind of resonating on our side.
yeah.
Yes.
For sure. And for me specifically, can you tell us a little bit more about, we had the pandemic in 2020 and it went on for a while. There still are effects of that, right?
hmm
Tell us a little bit more about how COVID-19 really impacted your work in a major way.
It's kind of interesting because within the world that I have the honor of existing, I get this cool job of also being a mindset coach. And being a mindset coach when the world kind of closes in on you too. I'm still human. I remind myself of that sometimes. And pandemic did a real good job reminding me that I still have human emotions, and that my growth is still there too. So I think that sometimes being provided an opportunity to have a struggle or feel something that doesn't feel in alignment with what you normally feel or who you want to be, that gives us an opportunity to grow. I personally used the pandemic as kind of almost like a new playground. It was uncharted territory for me. And I knew that while I didn't know how to navigate each one of the things I was going to approach, there was something to learn within all of it. And I don't want that to sound like a super Pollyanna approach. I have been on the mindset journey for years, 12, 13 years now. And so this is a long term growth uh, spot that I'm speaking from. And at the same time, I think if everyone, it doesn't matter if you're on day one of a mindset journey or day 5,650, we always have the next day to go. So when you can look at the environment around you and ask yourself, what am I to learn from this? I think you will always find an answer. And so for me, the pandemic, I found a ton of answers. There were problems I didn't know were problems that we were able to solve. Look at this. My goodness, we're having a conversation worlds apart, and we're able to communicate in a really cool way. This didn't exist in the same way a couple of years ago. Connectivity, I think, is more accessible than ever has before. We still have to use what we've got up here to make it happen. We've got to condition focus back into our lives. There's a lot of things that came out of the pandemic that we still need to work on. Connectivity, I think, being one of them. Yet the resources we have to work on that, oh, they're huge. And the cool thing about real estate too is I think it uncovered different ways of approaching things. Brandon might have been a realtor 2.5 years ago, and then through the pandemic realized, you know what, I actually really love coaching and teaching. And he may have moved from active sales of real estate into coaching and teaching. Or maybe you inspired your whole market center and office to have parties, who knows? And you decide, well, I'm going to be a team leader. There's so many opportunities within the industry of real estate. And I think a lot of those were showcased throughout the pandemic and gave people a broader sight of what is in this industry for people to succeed within.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, related to that, right? I mean, there was pandemic, and then most industries, right, have also been upended in really powerful ways by just digital transformation.
Mm.
And I know every time I fly somewhere, this is like a weird habit of mine. Probably goes back to my mom, who actually, interesting side fact, she was the first woman realtor licensed in the state of Michigan. So go, mom.
Whoa,
Um,
get it, mom?
but one of the things she always did is she was always looking at houses. Even if we weren't looking for a house, she was always interested in the market. So one of my habits now is wherever I fly, I get on realtor.com and I just check out the home prices in the area, right? So I have this little, hobby obsession, Molly. But so as I think about tools like realtor.com and Zillow and all the virtual tours that can take place,
Mm-hmm.
like one might say, wow, what do you need a realtor for? But yet there's been this massive growth in realtors. How has the
Yeah.
digital transformation really changed what's happening, right? Is it really a big disruption, or has it largely been embraced by the traditional model of a human realtor?
I think it's embrace. I think it's enhancement, because here's the thing. I don't know if you might remember with your mom, right? The MLS used to be the book. You would like go to the office and you would pick up the book. It was like the Sears catalog, and you'd like flip through it. And when the MLS, the internet came, oh, no one's gonna need a realtor, and everyone was like freaking out. And realtors were still needed. And then MLSs got shored up and bigger, and things were more accessible. No one's gonna need a realtor. And then Realtor.com showed up. No one's gonna. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, we love tools too. You make our ability to educate the consumer easier to access. That's better for us. That's fantastic. At the end of the day, though, the relationship is key. When I trust Brandon to help advise me and guide me along this path, then that's going to be a relationship that never ends. I always and always and always will believe in the human element. I think without helping each other, we go nowhere. So I think that the real estate industry has a ton of opportunity, and all the digital platform has done is enhance our ability to bring stronger education. An educated consumer is a great consumer. So when we can all have the same level of education, and then I can elevate that with my expertise and how I'm able to guide, man, that is a match made in heaven. I'll take it all day.
I, I couldn't agree with you more, Molly. As someone buying a house this year herself, I can tell you the importance of having that trusted guide. Having a real estate agent, it makes all the difference. So, such a relief to hear.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, one day at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Quite a crazy time to buy a house, I would say. So,
Indeed.
we talked a little bit about KSCORE. And so it's first of its kind. It's fully digital. It's all about real estate training. Tell us how it operates, what its goals are, and tell us about why you decided to partner with Kaplan.
Awesome. Love this question. So this comes back to the human element, right? It's about getting the word out for the opportunity. If we can overcome one small barrier, which, for some it's small, for others it's large, which is the cost. The cost of getting into real estate can be prohibitive for a lot of folks, or at least seem prohibitive. It's that back to that vision we were talking about earlier. So when we can have that human element in, and as a company, Keller Williams, we have 495 market centers that are participating across the country in this program. So they are the ones that are building the relationship. I'm talking to Brandon personally. He raises his hand and says, "Hey, this sounds really cool. Can you tell me more about it? Then my market center says, absolutely, Brandon, here's what it looks like. We've got this awesome program called KW Prep that is designed to shepherd you through your pre-licensing so that while you're doing your self-paced online exam work and you're getting all legal, at the same time, you're going through KW Prep and you're learning what it's going to be like on a day-to-day basis. You're learning some of the skill set and mindset that's more practically applied so that when you step into your career, you're stepping up onto the next piece rather than going in the first day and going, what do I do? And Keller Williams, we've great things, especially for your first year, to help you really get going. Yet if you can walk into that, it's kind of like Head Start programs. I think those are wonderful because it gets kids used to the environment of school before they're really, learning stuff. It's all fun. It's short stuff. These KW Prep videos are 5 minutes long. They're just really meant for you to start going, cool. And then back to your coursework. So it's a really, really fun thing that we're doing all together. And Kaplan was just an incredible choice, obviously, world renowned when it comes to education and platforms, particularly making things easy for people. So we are thrilled and honored to be working with Kaplan and going from 495 market centers to everybody. As Kaplan grows and expands your reach, we're going right there with you, and we're just thrilled to be able to do that. And the KW Prep program is offered everywhere in all 50 states as well.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, expansive vision. I love how you guys are leading the way with it. Again, we're thrilled to be part of it with you, and thank you very much for joining us on the show today, Molly. We'll certainly be eager to kind of check in and learn more about the evolution of it. When I think about realtors, I kind of put them in the category of lifelong learners, right? And there's certain professions where you need to stay abreast of the trends, the local trends, the national trends, right? I mean, there's always something changing, and so we love to be in fields where lifelong learning is kind of a prerequisite. And so in any event, it was great to do a deep dive in the world of real estate with you today. And congratulations on all the success you've had. Thanks a lot for being with us.